I don't know who needs to hear this, but if you've been feeling overwhelmed, irritated, or just not like yourself lately, it might not be your life. It might be that you're running on empty. And the truth is, you can't keep pouring into everyone else and expect yourself not to break. I've talked about taking care of yourself before, but I didn't think I've ever really said what happens when you don't, because it doesn't always look like burnout the way people think it does. It's not you breaking down. Sometimes it's quieter than that. Sometimes it can look like being consistently overstimulated, feeling touched out, talked out, needing all the time to yourself, getting annoyed over small things, feeling like you're done with everything and you're doing everything, but it's never enough. And you don't even recognize yourself anymore when you look in the mirror. And this is the part no one really talks about. When you don't pour into yourself, it doesn't just affect you, it shows up in every relationship around you. It shows up as snapping at your kids, being short with your partner, feeling underappreciated even when people are trying, pulling away emotionally, and then the guilt comes in and you feel like the worst person because you're like, why am I acting like this? This isn't me. This isn't how I act. But it's just you being empty and you not pouring into yourself. Here's the hard truth. A lot of us were taught to constantly give, that it's what makes us feel good. A good partner, a good mom, a good woman, but no one taught us how to sustain that. So we give and we give and we give until there's nothing left, until we're empty. And then we start resenting the very people we love, not because of them, but because we've abandoned ourselves. I remember a moment where I was overwhelmed, I was exhausted, and my kids were just being kids. They were just being lovable and adorable. And I snapped at them. Not because they did anything wrong, but because I hadn't had a moment to take a breath, to think, to breathe, to just be, to just relax. And I had to sit with that. I had to think about that because in that moment, I realized I wasn't showing up as the woman I want to be. Not because I didn't care, but because I hadn't taken care of myself. And this is where my perspective really shifted. Taking care of yourself is not selfish, it's a stewardship. God didn't create you to run on empty. He didn't call you to constantly pour out with nothing being poured into yourself. Even Jesus stepped away. He would rest, he would refill, and he would pray. So why do you think you're supposed to run nonstop and do everything by yourself? What does this actually look like in real life? It's not about perfection, it's about intention. It looks like choosing to wake up just a little earlier for quiet time, like going on walks even when you feel busy, like putting your phone down and being present with yourself, saying no without guilt, checking in with yourself emotionally, making sure you're okay. Because when you take care of yourself first, you don't give people what's left of you. You give them the best parts of you. If you've been feeling off lately, if you've been feeling overwhelmed, irritated, or disconnected, ask yourself, when was the last time I truly poured into myself? This might be your sign. You don't need to do more. You don't need to push harder. You don't need to do it all by yourself. You need to refill because the version of you that's rested, aligned, and whole, that's the version your family deserves. That's the version your purpose needs. That's who you're meant to be. If this spoke to you, comment refill so I know I'm not alone in this. And if you're on your journey of becoming a better version of yourself, make sure you subscribe. We're growing together. You're not at this alone. You got this, friend, and I believe in you.